I just heard the most dramatic play in America right now, with tens of millions of listens and 2 million likes. Now I'm going to play that girl and tell you about it. I found out my fiancé cheated on me on our wedding day, so I decided to go on our honeymoon with his best friend. That's right, it wasn't a week ago, not months ago, but just hours before I had to walk down the aisle. And if you think I'd be the kind of girl to hide in a corner crying and call off the wedding, that just ain't me. I made sure this man paid for the wedding, so let me tell you how I got my revenge on him. I woke up on the morning of my wedding surprisingly calm, nothing out of the ordinary, until I checked my phone, and that's when I saw I had a text message from an account I didn't follow. But at the time, I just thought my biggest concern that day was whether my hair would hold its form through the ceremony. But a woman's intuition told me. When I opened this message, I was truly surprised. The message was from a strange girl. Let me read it to you. So sorry I didn't know he was engaged, but I thought you might want to know what he did at his bachelor party. And she attached almost 50 photos of my fiancé and this girl. They looked like a couple, along with thousands of screenshots of their private messages. She sent exactly what happened at his bachelor party, that they spent the entire weekend together. Clearly he was cheating on me, and I'm not stupid. If he cheated on me like that at his bachelor party, then he must have cheated on me in the past too. I just hadn't found out yet. So I realized I didn't even know who I was marrying. I was marrying a complete stranger, and this girl definitely lied when she said she didn't know he was engaged. Because in one of her messages she said, "There's no way she'll ever find out, and this is her free time." She definitely knew he had a fiancé and was about to get married. I would have been so happy if she had told me before the engagement. But now it's too late. I'm already engaged. Then I immediately showed all these messages to my best friend. She was shocked, angry, and sad. She asked what our plan was now. I said, "No way, give me my wedding dress." It was time for me to put on my wedding dress, and she was very confused. She thought I was going to cancel the wedding. But no, that's not what I was going to do. I told her to sit down and told her my revenge plan, and she sympathized with me. So it was time for the wedding ceremony. It was time for me to walk down the aisle. The wedding venue was beautiful. More beautiful than I could have imagined. It was my dream wedding, except for that guy. He was there. He looked like he just stepped out of a comic book. I started walking down the aisle, and he was crying. "I'm fine, you jerk." I couldn't believe any emotion on his face anymore. And all the vows that scoundrel had said. I tried my best to stay calm. If I hadn't known he was cheating on me, I would definitely have been emotional and cried. Everyone around thought this scene was beautiful, but they didn't know what he had done. It was like a national circus. He talked about how much he loved me. He would always protect my heart. He would always support me. He would always be faithful to me. I felt sick to my stomach. I don't understand why he stood there with a straight face and said this to me. But I stood still. I just smiled faintly throughout the ceremony. And I could feel he was a little confused. Why wasn't I crying? Because if I cried, I'd lose to him. But you know what? Now he has no doubts. But it was time for me to say my vows. And that's when things really started. I started my vows by saying, "My dearest husband, I am now your wife." So I don't have many words to express how I feel right now, so I think it's best to show you this. And then from behind us, the screen came down, the projector turned on, to play a presentation that my bridesmaids and I had created while we were getting ready in the waiting room.